Pennies Going in Raw is a production of iHeartRadio. The opinions expressed in the following podcast are for general informational purposes only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual or on any specific security or investment product. It is only intended to provide education and entertainment about the financial industry and the stock market. Enjoy!
On this episode of Pennies Going in Raw, we continue to discuss SPY and the market's movements. We discuss some Q&A and also our favorite publicly traded restaurants.
You find out life's this game of pennies.
Oh, you guys know we only have a 40% runner. Hello, 40% is a fucking killing.
We've been compliant for too long. It's time we go to war.
I don't have a Roth.
Hugh knows so much about the market that his brain doesn't have enough room for grammar.
Hey, who told me about IDEX? It's going up a shit ton now.
Rob, 4%, baby. No way. 4 fucking percent.
You asked the exact same question with 2 words different.
It's like, man, I just got dick whipped for like 20%, and now that f***er's up like 50.
I bet Warren Buffett never did that.
I'm just making this voice memo to call out unusual whales to a fight.
The pennies we need are everywhere around us.
Pennies Going in Raw.
Featuring Dan, Deity Dips,
And Hugh, honey.
Produced by Vinny.
And Christian.
Let's go, baby.
Welcome back to another episode of Pennies Going in Raw. Today is Wednesday, March the 2nd, brand new month, and it's getting to that point where we're seeing SPY move, I don't want to say erratically, but I mean, it's not exactly following anyone's plan. You're seeing it finally start to follow a trend towards the end of the day, kind of get on one, and then it's like, hey, you know what? Fuck these shorts. We're rocketing now. I mean, Monday and Tuesday, we've seen it shoot up like, what, $3-4 in the past, like, 30 minutes of the market being open?
Yeah, honestly, I know we asked for volatility, but I'm fucking done this shit. I feel like my eyes are glued to the screen. I don't know. This shit's been fucking wild. I really don't know. I think I saw a stat today that we're 8 weeks into the year, and the stat was that the market has moved on average 1% intraday this year. That's wild. I think that if we took
feels like more than that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that's just wild to me, you know? I really don't know what to say other than it's wild. I do think usually though volatility times have like they usually don't last super long. So and obviously right now we have the Fed, we have the Russia-Ukraine situation, and so if one or both of those start to die down, volatility should relax a little bit, and it probably will be a little more directional and less I don't even know this madness.
Yeah, no, I mean, and is there anyone that can really predict it in this market? I mean, a lot of times it really seemed like someone can kind of figure it out. Is there any amount of investing time that someone could have put in to really know what the fuck's going to happen next in this one?
No, I really don't think so because I really don't think so because there's too many variables. Like on one hand, you have the Russia-Ukraine situation, and on the other hand, you have the Fed. Either one of those are plenty of enough of a pent up catalyst to make a big move. So you add those two together, and I don't know. And even if let's just say that the Ukraine and Russia situation does work itself out inside the next 2 weeks, let's call it. I mean, you still got the Fed. Now the Fed, I do think has a heavier hand on the market inside the situation, because I don't want to go that far. I was going to say ultimately Ukraine and Russia will figure itself out, but I'm not going to say that. So But overall, what happens with the Fed directly impacts us way more, in my opinion, than the civil unrest inside the East. So, in my opinion, I do think that if the Fed stables the market a little bit, that we could see less volatility. But I don't think that necessarily if Ukraine and Russia figure out their situation, that means that the market will stabilize. You know what I mean? Like, we need both. We need both. Like you said, both of them are plenty enough of pent-up catalysts on their own.
Yeah, no, just having one would be plenty enough, but thankfully we have two just to make sure nothing goes right. Well, speaking of people knowing what's going on with SPY or not so much, how is your SPY theory doing? Obviously, you were hoping for it to be at like new highs by the end of the week, but it's kind of sputtering around that between 427 and 437 range.
Yeah. So we're inside that range. You guys know what my portfolio is. I'm still longish long, baby. I am short Moderna. For a swing. Like I want to see that. I want to see Moderna burn. PFE, Pfizer came out on March 1 with some bad data points and some speculation. So Moderna really didn't get hit too hard on that, but I think that'll be interesting the way that things unfold over the next few weeks. And also, I understand that they had good earnings and that they're doing a buyback, but overall, I just don't think that I don't think it should be up here. Trading inside the 150s. So I'm short puts, I'm short equity, and I'm hoping this thing. Yeah, I mean, I'll cover some at like 130. I'll cover some at 130, but I'd love to see this thing at like 115, 120.
Okay.
And then, of course, I know we talked about it, but, SPY, I'm still long, baby. I'm holding my portfolio. We talk about it a lot, but I just wanted to say that, it really comes down to, I think that we're going to be inside range. I think it's going to be inside a range, and we're going to stair step up. I think that we will be inside this, as Dan said, this range that we're in right now for some time until the two big catalysts are figured out, or at least a little more clarity, and then I think we can get some more clarity on the market. But for now, I'm still long, baby.
Is there any certain date where if the market just stays in the same range and just like this metaphorical theta decay to your portfolio, is there a certain time where you're like, okay, maybe it's been in this range too long, and you're waiting for it to either break in one direction or another? What does that plan kind of look like for you to accept, hey, it didn't work out, but I'm not losing a ton?
No, because I'm not holding many options. Like I'll trade in and out of options, but overall I'm just gonna hold the portfolio. Now if like let me see, like if inflation starts to see closer to 10%, and if the Fed raises, like, let's call it like 100 bips. Yeah, that might be like one of those days where I just flash sell everything. Or like, I'll be honest, the whole like nuclear warfare nonsense going on right now. Like, this is my issue, is that we get like Ukraine and Russia are starting peace talks. And then all of a sudden, it's like, nuclear submarines are like being off the coast of Russia. And I'm like, well, can't we just have a little bit of clarity here? Like, can't we all just sit down like nice individuals and talk this out?
And if we're not, can we at least accept that we're going to nuclear war? Like, can we just decide?
Like, if we're gonna end
nuclear war is
everything,
SPY at 160,
Nuclear war? Like, can I just have a heads up so I can go out and travel for like the last 2 weeks that I have? Like, I want to take my money out of the market, travel a little bit, because there ain't gonna be nothing left. You know what I mean? Like, I live in New York, so I'm fucked, Yeah,
I should just go back to Alabama. I'd be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean? So overall, I think that I think that we're probably inside some range, but I'm holding the portfolio and for a little bit more clarity on what exactly happens with this Ukraine and Russia situation and the Fed situation. I mean, I understand that things could get a lot worse from where they are, for the market. I mean, obviously, but I still like if the Fed doesn't raise rates or they raise like 25 bips, I think it's priced in. And then all of a sudden, if the Russia-Ukraine situation starts to subdue a little bit, or let's just say that they at least come to during peace talks, we're not going to kill each other. We could be chilling. And the thing is that listen, now that Russia is starting to feel the pain monetarily, I think that'll start to change things. They're applying for emergency loans from previous SSR countries, and they're looking for help. Putin's looking for help. I don't think he estimated. I think he underestimated Ukraine and actually really the world. I don't think he successfully. Actually, I'm not going to say that because this dude is. I saw something about backing a tiger into a corner, and it scared the shit out of me. So I'm not going to say nothing, but Russia is looking for help right now, which I think is big.
Fighting a tiger means anything about your intelligence on geopolitical affairs. But I mean,
no, I'm talking about Putin. I'm saying that
right.
I saw a tweet the other day that said you start backing a tiger into a corner and he feels like he has no other options. And they were comparing that to Putin. And I was like, oh, this is a little scary comparison. But anyway, to my point, the Russia economy is fucked. As we talked about, the GDP was never really big. It's not big in Russia, but this is how things lead to Russia be going into not just a recession. We're talking Russia can go into like their own Great Depression. And at that point, you know, I mean, there's already people inside the streets in Russia. But if it gets to a point to where, you know,
I feel like that leads
they
to
can't
an
feed their families.
Crisis.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, like Russia could, I mean, and honestly, I have no idea. I have no idea. But just thinking about it, you know, if the civil unrest in Russia, I mean, there's tons of stories out there about Russia and Ukraine citizens not wanting to fight. Like some of the Russian soldiers are like getting gas from like Ukrainian citizens. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like some of that shit, and I understand it's not like that. I got it, you know, all the way, and I understand that, you know, there's tons of fighting, but you know, if civil unrest does become a thing in Russia, you know, I don't know if Putin will have another choice. Or really both countries, and maybe they come to an agreement. So this was a long-winded way of saying I feel like 25 bips is priced in for the Fed, and you know, that's in 2 weeks. And so if Russia and Ukraine figure out their situation, you know, inside the next month or two, then I think that the market stabilizes, and this will be looked at as a consolidation period. Yeah, obviously I'm biased because I'm long, but we'll see.
We'll see. All right. Well, one last thing before we go into some other topics is during the sell-off, obviously, we mentioned some of our favorite stocks. Going into, obviously, some sectors, and not just sectors, but market caps in general, I think, what are your exact favorite stocks of the sell-off? I think obviously small caps that are good. I think there is going to be a big washout of a lot of these small caps coming in the next 6 months that they don't bounce, and more of them become OTC than become back to a dollar land. Would you agree with that? Like a lot of these, even a lot of these SPACs we saw that are BS, like, yeah, I think a lot of these are not exactly going to bounce. So that's why I say good small caps, and then you're more of the large cap guy now. But, you know, what about you from the sell-off?
Yeah, the sell-off's really, really awesome. I don't want to say awesome, but it really, you see the separation between you know, good and shit stocks. Like if something was like, let's just take anything inside bio. If something's great inside bio over the last 3 months, wow, I'll tell you what, like they got to be doing something crazy because everything else has gotten smoked. And so we're really seeing like these sore thumbs stick out of these good I don't necessarily call them good companies, but companies that have serious potential. And this is the time where like you can load up on stuff for the future. For like, little Henny, little dippity of, 2040. This is what I think, because even though the market is still only 12, no, not even 8% off highs, individual stocks have gotten killed, which is why I'm not a fan of picking individual stocks unless we see something like what we've seen. I mean, 60, 70, 80% down. That's when I'm a fan of, that's when I think that if you know the companies, and what I mean by this is that if you can sit there and be like, okay, I use this technology company on a daily basis, and what their flaws are, but you also understand their business model, that's when I think like this is when you load up. Let me say.
So if I used my size every day to get my size for Nike shorts.
Yeah, basically. Like I'm trying to think of like the best way. There's all those stories out there once in a while where it's okay. This is a perfect example. Actually, this isn't a perfect example, but screw it. I was inside the car with someone yesterday, and they were saying that they were, for work, they had to do a piece on Ethereum. And this was like 2 or 3 years ago. And because of that, they ended up buying Ethereum. And yeah, they're up like 200% or whatever it is. And that's one of those times where it's like, okay, they knew about it, they started to understand it, and it's like real world. Like when I'm trading like a firm, I don't think I've ever looked at a product from a firm. I've never interacted. Like what's another company out there? Like UPST. Probably never do anything that has to do with UPST. Moderna. No, that's BIOS. That's not a good example. But my point is that I think it's the best when you're using one of their products on a daily basis, and then you can sit there and say, okay, these fundamentals make sense. It's on a pretty steep decline or crash, if you will. And I wouldn't be buying. Maybe be buying Apple here for the future. But if I'm talking like truly, I want great risk to reward, and I want to go off risk. And what I mean by off risk is like not like 5% of my net worth. Like I want to put like 20% of my net worth. I want to buy a house with this one day. That's one of those times.
It's committing.
Yeah, that's committing. But like, if we look at like 2008, if you had bought Facebook in 2008, even with this little like crash that she's had, if you bought Facebook in 2008, you put any chunk of money in it, you could have bought a house with it. And so that's why I'm a pretty big fan of at these certain levels for things that you use, things that and then you just have to understand fundamentals to a certain degree. And obviously they're business operations, but those 4 things are really, in my opinion, all you need when things are trading at 60 to 80% down.
All right, well, we do have one more topic before we kind of get into the last 2, which are Q&A and our favorite publicly traded fast food restaurants, or just restaurants in general. And this is, it's getting bad. We're a month and a half away from it. Tax season. We're 6 weeks away. What should we know beforehand? Obviously, we can't do any more write-offs and shit like that, but we got to start getting it together. I think for the smaller traders, this one, your first year trading, maybe second year trading, but still not making a ton, still have your other job. You're still a TurboTax guy. You still want to keep being a TurboTax guy. Super easy when it comes to doing it on the trading apps. You can just import them over. You'll get a notification on your phone and a message from the broker, an email, etc., when your documents are in. Super easy to import. Takes no longer than adding another 15 minutes to doing your TurboTax. And I don't think there's any issue with doing that for people making under, $60,000 via trading. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. Me personally, I would try and keep it as simple as possible until you get over that 60,000 to like 100,000. Because at the end of the day, even if you open up an LLC, you do all types of stuff. Even if you do all of that, you're not going to save like a ton. I do recommend opening up an LLC for serious traders. But overall, taxes suck, man. Taxes suck. You just keep it simple, keep it sweet. You don't have to go out there, keep track of your education. Don't go crazy with it. Don't do like one of those like websites where it's like you get 5 times margin if you trade with them with a certain account and stuff. Like some of those, like it's like a prop firm, but it's online. And if you lose the money, they lose nothing. If you lose all the money, they don't really lose much. But if you make any money, it's like basically it's like a loan of like something crazy amount of money. So because you got to have super high equity percent, but they ream you on the fees and stuff. So in my opinion, I would just relax. Keep it simple, keep it bright, and also I don't think there's anything wrong. Like if you do have something really complex, like multiple businesses, stuff like that, I don't think there's anything wrong with filing an extension.
What does filing an extension entail aside from just you can pay it over a longer period of time? Who would you recommend that for?
Someone with like a business, with multiple businesses, something where like me, like I filed an extension. I got, we have employees, we got PGIR, LLC, we got a lot of shit. We got some shit going on. I bought some land, we got a few, we got some tax like 7 figures in tax write-offs this year. So it's one of those things where, travel, all types of
You're
stuff.
You're writing off 7 figures?
Dude, between commission, lawyers, yes. Like literally just between commission and lawyers.
It's a lot.
Bro, I had commissions most of that.
Well, okay. Well, anything else on taxes before we kind of move on?
No, just keep it easy. Don't, in my opinion, like when it comes to taxes, just pay them. Okay? If you live inside a high state income tax state, just pay them. Okay? Don't go crazy with it, because that's like, if you get caught, then it's just going to be really a bigger pain in the head. I mean, bigger pain in the ass than like the, extra 10, 15%. All right. Nobody wants to pay the extra 10 or 15%. Okay. Me either. I live in New Jersey, but guess what? It's the world that we live in, baby. I chose to live in New Jersey. I got to pay the taxes. I live here for over 180, 190 days. I got to pay the extra 9%. And guess what? That's what I get for living in New Jersey. But overall, just like I said, super simple. Write off your education, write off your commission, write off your computers, and then like I said, just don't do anything crazy sketchy. Like those people always get caught. They always get caught. Like you wanna write off an extra dinner, fine, whatever, fuck it. But you do something crazy where like you say you're living in Puerto Rico and you're not, and you get an audit. Oh, first off, an audit is a pain in the ass, like a huge pain in the ass. Number two, not only is it a huge pain in the ass, but you're gonna get caught because it's literally sitting there. You know what I mean? Like
audited again.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's the thing is that like in 15 years...
You're flagged.
Yeah, you're flagged. You know what I mean? Like you're flagged forever. So it's one of those things where it's just not worth it.
All right. Well, one last thing about taxes. What is the furthest stretch thing that you would accept as an accountant for someone to write off? Whether it be... Here, I'll just go over a few and you say... you say the level on a 1 through 10 of how sketchy the accountant must be to let him write it off, okay?
Okay.
A PGIR car, but it's the whole thing is pennies going in raw over it.
Yeah, we could do that.
So that's not sketchy though. That'd be a 1.
See the issue
I think
with
so.
that.
I just wanted to set a precedent. So that'd be a 1. But if we bought a Lamborghini and just made the license plate PGIR, that'd be a 10.
It depends. It depends because if we used it as a marketing scheme and a vehicle, that's fine. But like one of the things with writing off a vehicle is that it's got to be over a certain poundage. I don't know the exact poundage, but it's like it can only be.
That's why G-Wagons are like free for some reason. I read that.
Yeah,
I swear. No,
no. It is. But that and the other thing with that is that you have to like you have to use it. I think it's. Again, not a CPA, baby. But I think it's you have to use the vehicle for at least 50% of work or whatever. Now, obviously, they don't, they're probably not going to ever track that or ask for that kind of info. But, that would be a terrible problem. But yeah, if we were to use it for like marketing and we got like an SUV.
That'd be a 1 and a 10. So a Lamborghini
Let's call
with
it like
PGIR as, okay, yeah, but a Lamborghini with PGIR as just a license plate would be like a 9 or 10.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
11.
All right.
But yeah.
What about a gold chain for a TikToker?
Does he bring in all of his revenue from TikTok? And is it like over like 150 grand?
He makes $300,000 a year on TikTok, and all he makes is like flossing videos and gets endorsements.
In my opinion, he would have to do a video or two that like is purely about the chain.
Okay.
You know how YouTubers like they'll buy a car and then they'll just do a video on the car.
Yeah.
I feel like he would have to do it on the chain like that.
Okay. You get veneers. You get new teeth.
No.
No, for anyone, even as a podcaster.
No, I don't know. Maybe there's a workaround, but I've never heard of it. I've never heard of that.
A Gucci belt as an Instagram model.
A Gucci belt for an Instagram model? Does she make? Is this like another makes 400 grand on Instagram?
Maybe not 400 grand, but she makes a decent. She gets some of her. She's a real estate agent, but she does a little Instagram modeling.
A little. No, it's gotta she has to have
she makes
revenue.
20 grand a year off of.
No, fuck off. No.
That's 20% of her income. She wants it to be her main income.
No, that's too much.
Okay.
If I was her account, I'm not letting her write that off.
All right, and last one, surgery. In general, like medical bills.
Yeah, I think so. So the one thing with that is that okay, two things. Going back to the last question.
Oh, and health insurance.
There could be a write-off there. There could be a write-off there. I would just stay away from it if I were that girl. About the medical expenses, it depends on what kind of plan you have. For that, I don't know those ins and outs. I'm on mom's plan for at least another 3 years. Thank God. But yeah, there are situations where you can.
I pay $450 a month for health insurance. I still have to pay $3,000 for this wrist surgery.
Yeah, that's honestly ridiculous.
That's crazy. They got fucked. Okay. Well, moving on. Would you rather do the Q&A? You have a couple questions. Or do you want to do the favorite publicly traded fast food restaurants first?
Do questions. Hugh, I see you saying to pick your spots and to take profits early, but I also saw you talk about being a swing trader and building up confidence inside this market. Can you give a little clarity?
It's like, motherfucker, I'm having trouble with both.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, but this is, okay, so two things. One, okay. First off, if you can trade inside this market with any strategy, good job on you. And be Two 2, sorry, I'm trying to collect my thoughts here. On the go. 2, I did say to pick your spots and to take profits early. I mean that primarily. I mean that for everybody. Now, the thing that he's referencing is the tweets that I had put out. I think it was March 1st. I had said that this is going to be super unpopular opinion, but I believe that this is the time to try out swing trades right now, because the way that you build confidence inside your strategy is by swing trading. Is by swing trading through volatility and, being stress test. So that's what he's talking about. And so I guess I'll clear up exactly what I mean. The first part being is that I still stand by what I said about picking your spots right and taking profits early. The second part about the swing trading, I guess it should have been more clear. I would take 10% of your account if you're trying to swing trade, and I would try your strategy out. And I'm not saying like don't start a strategy, but if you're like, hey, I have this strategy, I feel really good about it, but I'm too scared to jump into the market, risk 10% of your account. Because if it does work inside this market, and not everything's going to work in this market, like it might just be the market, but if you're able to hold those conviction swings during this market and they work out, you're gonna be in such a different mindset. You're gonna be able to when things stabilize a little bit and things are down, instead of being down 9%, things are down 3%, you won't even quiver. So that's what I was trying to say. And again, it just comes down to risk management. That's what all this comes down to.
All right, do you have another one? I did get one question.
Yeah.
Someone goes, I see you blew up. At least tell me you're making some money with your podcast. To me, as a DM I got. Yeah, I know. I was like, I didn't blow up. I just haven't been tweeting because fucking Twitter's a cesspool of douchebags being assholes when the market's down. So I just fucking stay away from it. But no, thank you for caring about my financial security. I'm actually doing fine. Just not tweeting about my trades, but appreciate you looking out.
Real quick, that reminds me. We had made a joke like 3 weeks back about how you and I get rich off the podcast, and I got like someone inside my mentions like 2 days ago was like, dude, they don't care about the market. They get rich off their podcast. They said it themselves in episode whatever. And I was like, yeah, that's right, baby. We podcasters, baby. We did the trading to get the deal, not the deal to. That wasn't gonna make sense.
It was just easier to start trading. Get Hugh to trade for 7 years before podcasts like existed to really start this off. So it was just.
I love social media.
Social media
exactly.
is great. I love it. There's so many positives and so many negatives, but when the negatives are there, they're there. To go to a little fun section now, we have our favorite publicly traded fast food tickers. And make this easier, I think it'll be easier just to put them in S tier, A tier, B tier, D tier, F tier. And for Hugh, basically, that means good, bad, S tier is like perfect, A tier is really good, B tier, B, then you go like D and F, okay? So we'll start with large cap. McDonald's is just McDonald's. I think iconic. I think cheap. I think delicious. I love a Big Mac. I think it's got such a versatile menu, and for the price, amazing. And keep in mind, this has nothing to do with the price of the stock, but I'm giving McDonald's, I'm putting in the A tier. I don't think it's quite S tier. I think there are a couple better, but I think McDonald's is an A tier restaurant.
Oh, God. So I would have put them in like D or F, but actually one night after going out, I had their chicken sandwich.
Which crispy chicken or just the McChicken? The crispy chicken sandwich is delicious. Used to be called a Southern style chicken sandwich back in 2012. Revamped a little bit after the chicken sandwich war did a Popeyes, but it is amazing. I love their batter and is just a phenomenal white meat.
I will say that it was pretty good. It was after a few beers, but it was pretty good.
All right, so Restaurant brands, international brands include Tim Hortons and Burger King. I'll throw that D tier. I think Burger King is the worst fast food. I think the only thing it has going for it is breakfast. If not F tier. Yum Brands Incorporated is Yum.
Who?
It includes KFC, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell.
Oh God, F.
So I love Taco Bell. I actually have some in the kitchen right now that I ordered today. KFC's not bad. Not a Pizza Hut fan. I'll put it in B tier. Put it in B tier just because Taco Bell is a top tier restaurant.
Oh, I can't, man.
Now to the mid caps. We have Bloomin' Brands. Now you may like this one. It has Outback, Carrabba's, Bonefish, Fleming's Prime Steakhouse, and Wine Bar. So Carrabba's is good. I do like Outback as well.
Never right there. I like Outback.
I'll put it
I
B
like
tier.
B or C.
B. Oh, Jesus. You're never going to have an S tier then. Brinker is Chili's and Maggiano's Little Italy. I don't know if that's like Little Italy's like
B.
Little Tits Pizza.
B or C.
B. I'll put in
B or C.
as well.
Honestly, give me like a B.5.
Okay, CMG. This is just Chipotle.
B plus.
I'll give it A. I'm not a Chipotle guy, but I respect Chipotle.
B plus.
Darden Rest. Here's one. Cracker Barrel Old Country Store. S tier, baby. S tier. Cracker Barrel. Long Cracker Barrel.
I don't think I've ever ate a Cracker Barrel.
Oh, dude, you're missing out, dude. Come to the South on time. It's awesome, dude. There's rocking chairs and everything. Darden's Restaurant. It has Longhorn Steakhouse and Olive Garden. S tier. It's the perfect high school date place. Longhorns and Olive Garden.
No, B. At best.
I'd say maybe A. Okay, how about DPZ, Domino's? S tier.
God, D. F. It's disgusting.
Okay, Dunkin' Brands includes Baskin Robbins and Dunkin' Donuts.
B. I like the
B.
coffee.
Jack in the Box includes Jack in the Box and
Never
Cordova
had.
Mexican Grill.
Kind of like Cordova.
B.
C.
No, I'm not Jack in the Box. Papa John's. B.
D. F.
Okay. Shaq leads it now. So, Texas Roadhouse Internet. So it's casual dining steakhouses. Texas Roadhouse.
C.
B. I'm more of a B. How about Cheesecake Factory Incorporated?
B.
Here's an S tier for me. Wendy's, W-E-N. Wendy's, S tier. Number one fast food restaurant when it comes to versatility, deliciousness, price, combos,
B.
anything you want, you eat it at Wendy's. You got the Baconator, the best spicy chicken sandwich. I'm not fucking done. The Baconator, the spicy chicken sandwich, the 4 for $4. Their nuggets, amazing. Spicy nuggets, amazing. What else can you get? A baked potato and chili at a fast food restaurant. Damn it, nowhere.
Yeah, as far as fast food goes, they're definitely on top of my list.
Now, for small caps, that's S tier, by the way. Argentina McDonald's, don't care. No offense, Argentina. Biglery Holdings, Maxim Magazine, and Steak and Shake. Okay, so it has a nudie mag and Steak and Shake. We need to look into this.
I
This
never had
sticker's
either.
BH. Maxim Magazine, which I'm pretty sure is a nudie mag, and Steak and Shake. We do need to look at that. I think that's enough DD for myself to say I'm long. So I will look into that one. BJ's Restaurants and Brew House. I do like the chart to say I Heart BJ's. Bojangles. I'll give that a B. You have no idea what that is. Dave & Buster's. NASDAQ and A tier. Dave & Buster's is A tier.
Never had.
You've never been to a Dave & Buster's?
Never.
It's like an arcade, but with like a sports bar attached. It's fucking awesome.
Okay. I've
It's
been
where
there once.
all people in
I like
Alabama
them.
have their weddings. Yeah.
I like them. There's one in New York. I like them.
Ooh, Del Frisco's Double Eagle Steakhouse.
B.
It's not bad. I'll give it a B.
They're
It's a
fine.
little expensive. Dine Equity, Applebee's, and IHOP. A.
God,
Hard
tier
A.
D.
I love Applebee's.
Oh my God,
I love
no.
IHOP.
Jesus, what the fuck?
Taco Cabana and Palo Tropical. Never heard of it. Red Robin. A.
Ah.
Shake
B.
Shack. A.
Shake Shack's a B.
Sonic. A.
Never had.
Wingstop. Also A. Zoe's. D. I'm not going into micro caps unless I see one I like.
Come on, there's got to be one in there.
I know, I'm looking.
Like some random pancake house or something.
Juice and Jamba Inc. Juice and smoothie retailer. Nathan's Famous Hot Dogs. Micro cap. Rave. You remember Rave? Whenever we traded the food delivery?
Yes, I do.
All right, well, that's all our food choices. We killed it, dude. Now you guys know all the fast food places that you can invest in based on my expert opinion. And no, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a professional tax guy, but I am a self-proclaimed fast food connoisseur. So in 10 years, if all the ones I said are S or A tier aren't at least 30% higher, I will eat everything on their menus. Mark my fucking words. Hold me to it.
Mark it, baby.
All right, y'all have a great rest of the trading week, and I guess we'll see you Sunday. Hey guys, if you're tired of trimming your stocks too early, well, let me tell you something. Never worry about trimming anything early ever again with Manscaped. Let me tell you about their Performance Package 4.0. It comes with free boxers, a toiletry bag, and free shipping with a little discount when you use code PGIR. I mean, it comes with the razor you need, the sprays you need. I mean, dude, I mean, obviously, clearly I can't show you guys what's going on down there, but if I could, man, you guys would be amazed. Wireless charging, it's waterproof. Take it in the shower for all I care. I mean, it's going to get you right. It's got the light. Man, the Lawnmower 4.0 is the best trimmer I have ever used. And that's not all it comes with. It comes with hella other shit. Like the boxers. I mean, look, I get it. Not all of us are boxer guys. Give it to your girl. She'll like them too. But man, when it comes with the weed whacker, that shit's for your nose or ears. I mean, you could, God, Manscaped has something for every hole and crevice of your body. So make sure to use code PGIR on manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping. That's code PGIR on manscaped.com.
Pennies Going in Raw is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.